Carrie Hodson with Intrinsic Smokehouse and Brewing Company. You know, one thing I learned during the quarantine period is that beer and barbecue are essential. That's probably the one thing that I learned this quarantine period.
I learned it too.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. COVID cheers.
Always. 3 months has come and gone since like this whole thing started.
Was it fast? Was it slow?
I never stopped working the entire time.
It got to be a little bit Groundhog Day-ish.
I could say that, Groundhog Day-ish for me. You know, last time we talked, I was filming that documentary series with kind of giving small restaurant owners a voice. Mm-hmm. So I kind of left my restaurant and traveled. Yeah, 24 days, something to that effect.
Yeah, so you came back kind of like ready to get in your restaurant and work, and that's right when I was like, this sucks.
But I came back and I rejuvenated you. We did the quarantine beer dinner, which all of our guests loved. Your guest and my guest, I think they all kind of like.
That did help me.
That was fun.
You know, it gave our guests some sense of normalcy, but to be honest, it gave us.
For sure.
A sense of normalcy too, you know. Being able to create and not just, you know, do the same and listen to the news. You know, people are listening to music again instead of the news. For me, making that a collaboration beer with you again was like doing something fresh and new.
But while I was off doing all these documentary filmmaking stuff, I mean, you were busy when you made alcohol, sanitizer.
Yeah.
Tell me some things that you were doing this entire 90 days.
We're on our 6th batch. I just brought it over yesterday, so.
You never stopped creating. You never stopped adding value. Like, you did the meals for veterans. What was it?
First responders.
Meals for first responders.
Medical workers.
So
healthcare workers.
We have guests now that are like coming in and grabbing food. You're not quite open yet. I know you.
You're open.
I'm open, and it's even though we're open at 50% now. It's like
totally respect that.
And I respect what you're doing here too. It's such a difficult decision with very little data or so much conflicting data. Mm-hmm. This whole thing has become more political than it's become science, and I think that we're like.
That's what happens historically when there's not enough science. Politics takes over.
So.
And public opinion, and you know, I think there's enough science and enough guidelines for us to make a decision on how we operate our business. I'm sure you feel the same way. You looked at all the same rules I did.
But let's be honest. Intrinsic gets bumping at nighttime with the live music venue here. I mean,
it's a different type of service. Counter service. You can stick to your table and be, you know, very sure that there's not commingling. You get a couple beers and you're hanging out at a bar and you start getting closer and closer.
Stop it.
And then unfortunately, regulations say that I get in trouble for that as a business owner. And so not only is there a layer of we want to keep people safe, but there's also this layer of, you know, liability for us to have a business in the future. And like I've said from the beginning, and it's, you know, temporary profits aren't worth a life. It's not worth it dumping your whole business down the drain.
No, I agree.
You know, you run a good business. We have too, and I think there's a lot of people who are still very scared and concerned, and I respect that. Lots of fights happening at the grocery store about so-and-so not wearing a mask, and you're the problem, and the other person says, well, you're killing the economy, but nobody knows what to do. And
we're all scared.
We never knew what to do. We're basing decisions on the information and data we have at the time. So I think we just need to be respectful. And that kind of tenderness we had at the beginning, where we're all in this together, and we, you know, overtip our servers, and we, you know, help, you know, go grocery shopping for grandma. I hope we keep some of that and respect for each other as we start to live our lives again.
Definitely. One thing I think that both of us can very much agree on is the amount of love and support and outpouring we've had from our communities. Like,
thank you.
It is. Thank you. So thank you. You have no idea the amount of thanks and gratitude, because restaurants have failed. Restaurants are failing. Restaurants have closed their doors. I just heard Highland Park Cafe closed after like 95 years. You know, it's like, it's crazy that so many restaurants across this nation will not be cooking again in the second half of 2020.
Yeah.
But because of the love and outpouring support that all of you guys have had for us, I mean, we're still here.
I literally would not be cooking because we wouldn't have any food to cook.
Yeah.
People have been bringing us briskets.
That's right.
Right.
I brought 4 briskets. Carried 4 briskets.
Early adopter right here.
Exactly. Before it even happened.
Part of the inspiration.
It's always great just to kind of reflect life and reflect the restaurant business with my best friend over here. Thank you guys again for supporting us, Intrinsic Smokehouse and Brewing Company, and my little Greek restaurant, Opa Greek Tavern. And I guess hopefully we won't have to do another Corona update video. Hopefully this will be the last one.
I'd rather keep doing beer dinners and making beer with you.
All right, man.
So much better.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers. Don't forget your brisket.
Yes. Let's see if the camera cut off and it's still rolling.
Hey!
Yes.